What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unfiltered, end of the year 2015 episode. I'm ChanManV, and of course I have Richard and Steven, aka Destiny, with me today, as always. Richard, have you recovered from yesterday's relentless
excesses
show lineup that you had yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it was great, like nothing like 6 hours of broadcasting followed by doing some biker crank in honor of dead Lemmy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty fresh right now, but looking forward to doing a show.
Awesome. Steven, I don't know what the hell he's doing right now. He might be I don't know what he is doing over there. How have you been, buddy?
I'm just hanging out. What's up, buddy? I've been great. Been playing some StarCraft. Having fun.
Having fun with Cox, is that right?
Yeah, getting coxed all day.
Getting coxed every day. Good stuff. Well, this is the end of the year episode, and for those of you who haven't watched Unfiltered in the past, we usually drink, just talk about everything. I mean, we generally talk about anything and everything, but today it's literally anything goes. We'll have we'll have an open door policy, so anybody wants to come on, just obviously message me. We'll have call-ins too at some point at the end, giveaways for patrons because they're awesome towards the end, as well as some surprise guests, which you'll see as the show goes on. But lots of topics: esports, gaming, some non-esports, some news actually today that kind of came up that we'll probably talk about. But wanted to kick things off by talking about Hometory. So we haven't been on in like 2 or 3 weeks, so there's a lot of things to talk about, and some of them obviously happened like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But Hometory, Steven, you're at Hometory.
I was.
The event looked very, very festive. Take out his new place. Every time I was able to catch the broadcast, it looked like you guys were having a freaking Christmas party every day. So how was it for you?
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Basically, everything I've come to expect from Hometory Cup was there.
Anything different this year than?
Are you insinuating like about the strippers or?
Well, we were gonna get there, but
no, we were gonna jump. No, I think everything was pretty much same old. I wasn't there for the stripper stuff. I was pretty for whatever reason, I'm on like a big boy adult schedule now, so I actually got jet lagged for the first time in my life when I was over there, and I was like hardcore falling asleep at like 7, 8, 9 p.m. like every single night. That's why I wasn't casting much later in the day. I would usually head back to the hotel to sleep, so I didn't stay awake late enough for the festivities, I guess.
Oh, so you missed all it. Okay. Any other aspects of it? We'll get to that. There's definitely some things to discuss with that. But any other things that Take is doing now with the new place? Because the new place is like much larger, right?
Yeah, it's like a whole big like real ass like land center.
And it's a house, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went there for obviously the CS events that they've done. Mm-hmm. I went to it when he just literally had bought the property, and it's like the place from fucking Ghostbusters. It was like some old like 1950s shop for selling kitchens. So it's got all this massive, had massive amounts of floor space. There was this like giant old safe in one room, like it literally weighed about like a ton, and no, we couldn't fucking move it. We all had to go. It was like I don't even know how we got that out of the building. But there was loads of old, antiquated German shit in it. He said it was a nightmare, sort of bringing it up to code. They had to obviously get all the electrics up to spec and stuff. They put so much work into that place. But yeah, it looks real good and it's fucking huge. I'll be honest, it doesn't have the same homely feel as obviously Take's home used to have.
Okay.
But in terms of running events and everything there, it's way, way better. And, there's lots of space. They got like a little underground VIP lounge with like a weights bench and a punch bag and shit in there. So
does he actually live there?
No, I think he's kept his apartment, the one that is above that Irish bar, Limericks.
Okay.
But I think he still uses that as an apartment. But this is obviously just like sort of a land center place where they, and they go and hang out there most days. I think eventually the idea is maybe to get it so they're running events more and more frequently, so there's always something to go and do. I even think the mayor or the vice mayor or something from Krefeld, some politician came along. Obviously, there's not really a lot going on in Krefeld. If we're honest about it.
You gave him keys to the town or whatever. That sort of thing.
It's like, here you go, Dennis, mate. Fucking, you've made it. So, it's a great venue.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it. I mean, I've seen definitely two events, a Hearthstone event and now a StarCraft 2 event. But it sounds like there were some CSGO events also there, and it's looked amazing, at least on camera. And just, again, it's just very festive, right? And that was one thing that the camera, I guess, couldn't pick up, before, because the rooms were kind of small. You could always catch like maybe a few people in the other room, but not like just generally how many people were actually there. So I felt like that was really, really cool. But Steven, I don't know where he just went, but obviously
he's had enough.
Something came up, yeah, for sure. But in the meantime, so yesterday, Richard, just with your shows, man, why don't we talk a little bit about why don't we talk about Trash Talk? Because I usually don't talk about your other shows on Unfiltered, but Trash Talk cracked me up so much, man. We had guys on their beds, we had guys on their beds doing I don't know what the hell yesterday on your show.
Well, I mean, shit. Like, so where to fucking start? Like, I mean, we've been flirting with getting banned for so long now on Trash Talk. Like, I mean, we are really pushing the fucking boundaries. We've got kids stapling "fuck Riot" games to their forehead and bleeding and shit. We're hiring women who do dirty talk professionally for a living to pretend to be like Riot employees' girlfriends and talking about how they've got tiny dicks and shit. We've really gone to town the last few months, and then just last night, out of the fucking blue, I'm doing a rant about this guy, and I guess it's probably worth talking about when Steven gets back. Some destructoid. Hello, special guest.
Nathan, special guest.
There we go.
Right.
Okay, now, do we need to call the police?
Exactly. Oh man.
Hold on 1 second.
Wow, child abuse over here. We're definitely getting banned, man.
This channel's about to get shut down real soon. Anyway, there's a guy called Jed Whittaker, and he's like a journalist over at Destructoid. In fact, I shouldn't call him a journalist. He's a writer over at Destructoid, and he basically did this blog saying we needed more safe spaces in gaming. And he was actually saying that the Hearthstone emote system is triggering.
Okay. Let me link this. Let me link this article for people that if they haven't seen it here. Yeah, he was saying the Hearthstone emote system was just even a brutal thing. The most.
Because
benign
Blizzard have
emotes.
Clearly made a design choice not to include chat, not to include the mechanics to which to abuse your opponent.
Exactly.
And he's actually saying that the Hearthstone emote system is downright angering, and the sorry emote can only be used in a sarcastic manner. And
the timing of it can be so angering or whatever. Man, it's great.
It's great. So obviously this guy's a fucking idiot. And the idea that Hearthstone is a game that hasn't been super conscious about in-game abuse to begin with is laughable. He also talks about teabagging and says it's virtual sexual assault. The practice of teabagging in Call of Duty and Halo. So naturally, I was like going on a rant about this article, and we've got a regular transgendered caller who calls in. She's very intelligent and articulate. She works here. Again, I don't want to reveal too much about her, but I know her quite well outside of the show. And she's apparently had sex with this guy.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that part. Wow. Okay.
No, well, you missed where it got edgy.
Okay. Oh shit.
Because she called in and was basically like, "This guy is a fucking cuck," right? So she called in and told this like fucking story about how she got with him, and he was with some girl, and at the time, and he was like, they're a perfect match. And so what he and so my trans friend got with the girl in front of him and sort of made him watch it and shit, and he just put up with it. And then he'd sent there was pictures of him like on the bed in his boxers, bent over. Yeah, inviting everyone to the captain's table. So we brought one of those photos up on the thing. And naturally, my fans being my fans, they started tweeting at the guy. So he's now set his Twitter to protected. I'm waiting for the inevitable backlash from this, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure
this will lead to something bad. This will be another classic vintage Richard Lewis drama, where it's like it's all been a bit of harmless fun. But it's gonna, because it's me, it's gonna be bullying or harassment or something. But we haven't hit the final sentence of this fucking story.
No,
but the bottom line is that article was a fucking load of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean Hearthstone is probably the most benign emote system I think in all of gaming, actually. So if anything, people have been complaining that
virtual sexual assault.
Okay, all right. I mean, that's definitely going ridiculous.
I want you to think about the logic of you playing a game like Call of Duty where you are simulating murder, right? That's by his definitions of what constitutes a simulation. And yet the part where it goes too far isn't the part where you shoot someone in the head. It's the part where you go over and virtually dip your testicles into their
corpse.
Fucking bleeding body.
In a dead corpse.
That's where it's gone too far. Not the killing, just the... And this is what I mean. These people are all fucked in the head, like these social justice warrior types. They're basically like new wave Puritans. They don't want women to be sexualized in any way because they feel so insecure about their own body. They don't want anyone to do anything that can be vaguely construed as sexual because these people don't get sex. They're all disgusting.
Oh, stop. Did I get here just in time for the mischaracterization of our wonderful social justice warrior people?
No,
well, not quite that, but we were talking about the whole Jed Whittaker thing, and you missed it all. I think on his stream or his show yesterday.
Anyway,
but it's based on.
Well, I sent you a video earlier, and you know this guy who's complaining about the Hearthstone emote system. This guy is on his stream, which of course nobody watches, and he's put YouTube videos up, and he's got one of these Let's Plays of him playing Plants vs Zombies 2, which of course is a terrible microtransaction fueled pile of shit by everyone's favorite company, EA. And in it, he's calling people faggots, right? He's calling people cunts. It's like, hang on a minute.
Wait, the guy.
Yeah, this guy wrote the article.
Yeah, I sent Chris the video.
Yeah, but it's been taken down, or the server's been taken down, or something like that. The web server's not up right now. So
I've sent you the actual.
Oh, you actually sent me
I made a point of hard copy downloading that, man.
Oh man,
that guy's.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, like, I mean, again, if Chris, I'll make
where'd you link it to me? I don't even see it.
I think I sent it to you on Skype, dog. Hold on.
I hope you didn't drag it in. Oh my god, I'll never get that thing.
Of course you will.
Oh, there we go.
Of course you will, brother. Right, there it is. I'll send it to you again. But anyway, so yeah, this guy, like, just a massive hypocrite. Anyway, and that's the other thing. They're always fucking hypocrites, aren't they? They're always hypocrites. You can always tell.
Yeah.
You can always tell what their fucking peccadillos are, right? What they like to get up to in their spare time based on what they condemn in other people. You know, be really alarmed if a social justice warrior type ever calls you a paedophile, because guess what? Sarah fucking Nyberg, you know, it's...
Okay, these are one-off examples. It doesn't mean that every single person that accuses you of doing something instead of themselves. This is a little bit of an absurd statement.
No. I just think it's a very unique quirk to this particular...
It tends that way. It's not.
Republicans have done that in the past, or Republicans accuse gay people of being evil, and then some of them are gay.
Yeah, exactly right. But these people seem to take, hypocrisy to previously unparalleled levels. I mean, look, I know about politicians in the UK. We had, the Conservative Party when I was growing up. They used to fucking condemn You know, we need family values. We need to get back to basics. We need to do all of this stuff, all of this, like, you know, catchphrases. And of course, they were all fucking sexual deviants in their spare time. In fact, there was a joke when I was growing up. How do you get 4 Tories? That's what we call conservative politicians. How do you get 4 Tories on a bar stool? You turn it upside down. That was the joke growing up, because they were all fucking deviant degenerates. So, you know, like, I'm aware of the hypocrisy in other groups, but social justice warriors really do take it to another fucking level.
I mean, they might, like, okay, all right, here's a couple things. Okay, firstly, I don't like the social justice warrior movement for this. I don't like a lot of different movements. I don't like movements that are insanely circle jerky. I don't like movements that reject everybody else's ideas or thoughts or opinions or criticisms and that kind of stuff. The whole idea of circle jerking is really stupid. If you mischaracterize the entire group, then there are plenty of legitimate reasons to attack social justice warriors. But saying that every single one of them is a degenerate gay person who does everything that they tell people,
that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Definitely didn't.
Come
say
on.
That.
Jeez.
Not even
He's
sure
not.
how you've arrived at that conclusion.
Do we want to pull the chat
just
right
woke
now?
up.
Do we want to pull the chat right now? Okay, chat. Do you guys in chat think that Richard Lewis was insinuating that a large majority of social justice warriors are all like pedophiles or degenerates? Is that what he was insinuating?
I'm calling them hypocrites. I'm calling them hypocrites, Stephen. What the point isn't what they do. The point is that whatever they condemn you for, that's secretly what they're doing almost all of the time.
Okay, that's the same thing, but that's not true at all. Why does my mic sound so bad, ChanManV? What's wrong with my mic?
You're just like screaming now. When we were doing mic check, you were not screaming. I don't know what it is, dude.
You can see,
I don't know what it is.
You can see that is clearly not what I said. I mean, you're talking about mischaracterization. Like, holy shit, Stephen.
You just said the majority of them are hypocrites. You just said that if one of them calls you a pedophile, then they're probably a pedophile.
Yeah,
it's not true.
As evidenced by the multiple
as evidenced by the 1 or 2 people that were pedophiles.
No, and let's not forget, right? That we also have to deal with the whole sort of pedophile apologist movement that's going on. I saw someone the other day. I got linked to a comment, and it was somebody comparing the struggle of the modern pedophile, right, to the Black Civil Rights movement.
Oh, come on.
I'm not even kidding.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm not even kidding. This is the shit these people believe. They think that, there's this movement called the virtuous pedophile, which to me is an oxymoron. But, I mean, the planet's just fucking going insane, isn't it, these
Why
days?
can't there be a virtuous pedophile?
Steven, come on, you're trying to.
Yes, you are. Come on. That's just being argumentative for no reason. No reason.
What do you think it means to be a pedophile?
Well, okay, so obviously a pedophile. Right, this is where we get. If you're going to go down this apologist route, I'm going to be very
I'm not going
disappointed.
down an apologist route. Just because you're a pedophile doesn't necessarily mean you've acted on it.
No, but so?
So what?
So at what point do we start saying the normalization of sexual desires?
It's not a normalization of it. It's an acknowledgement of it as a mental disease and not some crazy perversion that people choose because they want to go and fuck people's lives up.
Great. There you go. Okay, now, Stephen, you would be ostracized by these groups because you've just referred to it as a disease. And what they would say is, well, that's what they used to say about homosexuality. And now look at what we do. So eventually people are going to accept it. And that's what people are saying. And people compare it to the struggle of black civil rights and everything else.
Do you think that people are going to start... Do you know what a slippery slope is? Do you think people are going to start saying that raping children is okay? Is that the road that you think we're headed on?
No. I definitely haven't said that either. But
you just said the normalization of it. What do you mean?
Yeah, normalization is where something that should be probably deemed unacceptable becomes excused and acceptable on that basis, which I'm never going to accept about paedophilia. Sorry, that might make me deeply unpopular in about 10 years.
I can't believe we're
Okay, but clarify now, because we're talking like different vocabs. Okay, when you said you don't accept pedophilia, what do you mean by that?
As in, I'm never going to be like, oh, how brave of you to come out and admit you're a paedophile, and just because you don't act on it, that's great. I'm not. Fuck
you don't
that.
think it's good that somebody that's a pedophile doesn't act on it? Isn't that like a good thing that they don't act on it?
I'd rather they were institutionalized and away from kids. I'm old-fashioned.
Okay, all right.
I guess you can
I don't know why we're why are we
One.
talking about pedophiles all of a sudden? Oh my god! How did the hell did it get to like this? All right.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. So this is the problem, okay? The problem is that
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. There's a problem. There's definitely a problem. It's fucking your mic. All right. I think your gain is like
I don't
way
know
up.
why I can-
Check your Windows mic right now at your settings. It's way too fucking high.
Okay, testing 1 2 testing.
No. Your Windows audio out is way too the fuck high. Because you're you're sounding crazy right now.
What?
Are they hearing the tea maker?
No. It's not.
See, it's like it's fine. See, it's fine when he talks like
What?
this. When he talks like this,
Okay,
it's like
so-
completely fine, right?
Okay, so I'm not gonna raise my voice.
No. I think you need to turn like your Windows gain down a little bit.
I definitely think you are.
Okay, let me explain the problem, okay? So, obviously, raping children is a bad thing. Can we all agree on that? Look, I think that we agree on more things than we disagree on, okay?
Yeah,
So
I definitely
let's
do
talk about all
agree.
the things. Let's talk about all the things that we agree with, okay? So,
Yeah.
having sex with children is bad, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Okay.
the disposition of being a pedophile that's a negative thing. You don't want to. Nobody wants to be a pedophile, right? Can we all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still talking
So,
about
the
all right.
problem when you stand on the street corners and you scream that all pedophiles need to be institutionalized, right? I'm quoting you word for word what you just said earlier. That all pedophiles need to be institutionalized, and all, when you say stuff like that, instead of having pedophiles like seeking treatment or figuring out ways to get their shit together, it just causes them to never talk to a therapist or never talk to anybody.
Okay.
Seek any kind of help, because if they do, their lives are gonna be fucking destroyed.
No, but there was a very commendable movement in Germany where they ran this campaign and they were like, look, if you've ever had any sort of designs on children, if you've ever had any amorous feelings towards children, if you ever had any sexual desire towards children, there's this program you can come in. It's not going to be stigmatized. It's going to be anonymous. We're going to give you a course of cognitive behavioral therapy and all this other stuff, and some hormone fucking, whatever the fuck they're going to give you as all of some sort of medication element to it. That's great. Definitely do that. Definitely run more programs like that. Brilliant. Yeah. Less nonsense. Everyone wins, right? So I'm into that.
Cool.
But what I am not into is that when you've got like a lot of these, and again, this is why I think you've missed the point I'm making. There's a very serious movement right now where people are saying the struggle of the paedophile is akin to civil rights movements. It's akin to the rights of gay people who have struggled to get parity with heterosexual people for years. It's not the same.
Okay, I hate to do putting you on the spot.
It can never be the same.
I hate to put you on the spot, but can you actually link me an article or anything where somebody, not just a random like...
Right, have you ever heard of a website called Salon, for starters? Go there, trust me. In the aftermath of the Sarah Nyberg revelations,
okay, so I'm gonna search for Salon pedophile.
Well, let me see if I can find it for you.
And I'm gonna see if I can find an article where I can see.
Hang on, no. In fact, I know exactly where to find a good summary of this for you. And it should have several links of articles from leftist websites. Here you go. Salon. I'm a pedophile, not a monster. This was ran directly after the Sarah Nyberg revelations, where she tried to dismiss actually acting, taking photos of her like 8-year-old niece and uploading them and sharing them with other people of a pedophilic persuasion. She tried to justify that as being edgy. Okay, so this was published in the aftermath of that because she was critical of Gamergate and games culture. So obviously the left have to rally around her because Gamergate are all, rapists, arsonists, murderers,
where's the link, man? I don't see the link.
Just search for a pedophile, not a monster for Salon. Okay, give me.
Yeah, I can. Fuck, guys. I thought you could use Google.
I see it, man.
So there's this, but there's multiple other websites that have ran this. In fact, you can read a summary of it here. On the website I work for, Breitbart.
All right.
And there you go.
I don't know why we've gotten down to the whole pedophile thing.
So there definitely is a movement to try and make out that these people are victims of some eternal struggle, and why can't we understand their viewpoint? And we're all on the wrong side of history. This is the other recurring phrase. We're on the wrong side of history, and 25 years from now, we'll actually remember how badly we treated pedophiles.
Okay,
All right.
By definition, a pedophile is a victim of an eternal struggle. You realize that, right? Surely you realize that by definition, that if you have a sexual attraction to kids, you're fucked, and it is an eternal struggle. Like, it's fucked. It's not good. We all agreed earlier that disposition is bad. Do you think that people choose to be pedophiles?
I'm definitely not saying that. No.
Okay, so then why do you disagree with the statement that being a pedophile is an eternal struggle?
I didn't. The first time you made that statement.
No,
you're bringing it to the table now.
I'm quoting you like from 2 seconds earlier. You just said like 2 seconds earlier that.
No. Again, you're not listening to me. I said that 25 years from now, this is what they're.
All right. We're gonna end this discussion. This discussion's just stupid.
They'll look back and say we were on the wrong side of history because of the eternal struggle. That's what I'm saying.
All right. We're ending it.
We'll get judged.
We're ending this. We need to fix some production things. So let me take a quick break, and we're gonna fix Steven's sound and get Steven back on the camera for some reason. So we'll be right back in a second. Hold on.
All right. Well,